Afternoon, everybody. Sorry I'm a minute late. My camera fell over. Well, my standard with my camera on it. I'm like, oh my goodness. But it's all good now, I'm sure. Not going to be a problem. It's all fixed. So, how is everybody? No, it's not very warm out there, but you know what? It's nice to get them tins of soup out, I suppose, isn't it? It's only June. Oh, anyway. As you can see, I suppose maybe because of the weather, I've sort of gone for a darker tile today. We'll see how it goes. If it's you can't see it, then of course I can, I'll make arrangements and alterations as I go. So that's not worry too much. You can see that I've been practicing with a few colours just before I start, and this is a great thing to do on the back of your tile. You see there, look, I've been playing already. I've got the jelly rolls out, and I've got a nice gold pen today. I'm going to have a go at. I've still got my black pen, of course, that's my staple, but I might not use that. So then, because I'm using a dark tile, of course, I've got my white pencil, my white tortillon, although look, it's getting a little bit tatty on the end. Maybe I did use it and I shouldn't have done for black. Never mind, pencil tortillon there, and I'm going with, I say, my gold, and I'm going to bring a bit of blue in. I know it's a burgundy tile, but a bit of blue. Let's see how we're working it. Okay, are we ready then? Deep breath. Whew. Okay, I'm going to start with my pencil, and I'm going to press on a little bit heavier, just so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, I think for the purposes of this, I'll go in with a white pencil, just so you can see it. But you go in with a regular pencil because you don't need to see this when it's finished. Okay, so I'm going to go quite close to the edge, and I'm going to put my 4 dots, just as I would usually. But again, you use a regular pencil, it's just so you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, so my border, you can go in again with a straight-ish border if you like. Oh, hi Shirley, Angela, Christine. Oh, is that Bridget there? Hi. Okay, so I've got to get up off my seat to see your messages. But at least I'm sitting down and I'm not sat on a desk today. I'm going to add a little bit of a swirl in. Okay. And tip my tile. Okay, Carol, we won't tell anybody. You're supposed to be working in your desk, we won't say it. That is a good thing about this, isn't it? It's quite small and compact, so you can quickly hide it under a file, if you need to, of course. There we go. And then same again. So just nice and light. So you don't have to put these curls in. I think it's just nice to have something a bit different now and again, isn't it? Okay. So something we've not done for a while, and we've not put a string into our tiles. A string is basically, it breaks up the space and gives you a little bit of a guideline, and usually you then put patterns within or over. This is just a guide to give us an idea of perhaps where we're going. I'm going to start in a corner, or you could start, I'm going to go in a corner. I'm just going to add in a bit of a line. So I'm not even worried about getting all the way to the top. Hey Karen. So, there we go. So far, that's what we've done. So I'll put my pencil down now, and I'm going to go in with my gold pen. Gold on burgundy, look at this. It looked just as good with white or another colour, but it's just nice to sort of try something. And you can see that I've automatically turned my tile so that this line is facing vertically towards where I am. Let's go in a little bit larger. Again, you won't see this so much on yours because you'll have done it in regular sort of a pencil there. Okay, so I'm going to start at the base here, and I'm going to nice and gently draw upwards. See, I'm sort of coming out there, it's almost like a stem. And I know we've done this pattern before, but they're going to be a little bit larger today. And then back down again. Okay, look at that with the gold, does it shine? Yeah, look. Okay, so then I'm going to put one the other side. Now I'm going to follow from this. So remember that white was just a guide. And back in. Okay. Oh, Oh, I don't know, Lindsay. Maybe I should waffle a little bit more at the beginning. Do you know what I mean? I just like to get in with it and like to get going. Okay. But you can catch up. We've done a border and we're just working on these large sort of teardroppy kind of shapes at the minute. Okay. Now I'm going to add one here. So this one's going to be a little bit smaller maybe. Yeah. So I'm not trying to follow this all the way up and get it perfect. I'm just after doing a general pattern. There we go. Let's have one in here. So yours might be different. You might find that yours isn't quite worked out in that sense. And it's going in different places, but that's okay. All right, Lindsay. So I'm going to put another one in here, look. And one in there. You see, they don't all have to be the same size. Let's put one in there. And I think I'm going to just put one in there. Maybe a little one there, like just to sort of finish it off. Okay, let's have a look at that then. There we go. So I've just worked from the bottom and I've added these shapes all the way up. Alright. So let's go back in and you can pick whichever one you like to start with. You can start here at the bottom, you can work your way up. I'm gonna go in with this one here. I'm going to turn it around a little bit so I can draw around. And I'm going to create this curve on the inside. And then another. And another. See, I have put quite a curve in there, haven't I? You see? So I've broken my pattern on my space up. And I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do the same sort of thing. So I've got one there, look. And 2 and 3 and 4. One over here. So I'm not going to do all of these. I'm just going to do the larger ones. So see this one here, I'm going to leave that one. And then this one's got a lot bigger, so let's go and do that one. Let's just look, this gold's just rolling on, it's lovely. And there. 2 and 3, 4. And there goes. Oh, I had to take Seth to the vets last night. Oh boy, he's got an allergy to something and it's causing his eye to sort of a bit bloodshot and weep. That was an interesting trip, going to the vets and socially distancing. We did all right though. He's okay, he's got some drops. I'm going to put a little one in there, look. Okay. I want makeup pen, Kathy. Yeah, this is, here you go, I'll turn it that way, look. It's a Uniball Signo. Yeah, they're quite nice. I mean, I do use the Sakuras a lot, but it's nice sometimes to have a bit of a change, isn't it? And although I have got my, my Sakuras here, this is a nice gold. I like it's quite an antique-y gold. I quite like it. So, yeah, it works really well. Yeah, I'm just trying to think now, what does it say? It just says Noble Metal Gold on it. There we go, look. Noble Metal. There you are, look. Oh, this says gold. Okay. So having talked about the gold pen, I'm going to put it down and I'm going to go in now with my blues. I'm going to use the lighter of the blues. Again, you don't have to, you can stick with the same colour, you can use a white. If you're on a cream tile, stick with your black, it's absolutely fine. I'm just sort of mixing it up a bit. It's just nice to play, isn't it? Oh, Tina, so you've spoilt yourself, have you, with the colours? They are nice, they are. Okay, I'm going to do a little pattern here. Now, I used to do this all the time without even realising it was a tangle. And it sort of starts in one place and it comes up in a loop and then comes back round on itself and creates this lovely looping formula. So I'm going to start it here on the second section down, and I'm going to come in and out. You see how they join together? And out. There we go. And some of my old notebooks that I used to have, you know, from my old school days when I was teaching, you've got these kind of things all down the margins and everything. Okay. So, you see that? Gives you that kind of a pattern. So let's just go a little bit larger so you can see me do that again. There we are. So I'm going to take not this top one, I'm coming down one, and I'm going to start sort of as a curve and then loop and back around. And then up, down. You see how it just flows from one to the other. And if you feel that you've got to stop partway through, that's fine. Sort of stop at one of those points. Oh, did you? Oh, I already see after my own heart there. It's just one of those feel-good patterns, isn't it? Don't know what it is or why, I just love doing it. Okay, so let's do the same in this one. I'm just working my way around. Just filling in that space. There we go. Oh, Maureen. I don't think I'm an expert at making one, but no, I don't know. I did decorate a cake once. I think once I do one, if you do it, it's got to be right. And then you sort of think, oh, I've done all that lovely decorating, and then somebody cuts into it and eats it. How very dare they? Got this wonderful piece. I think that used to get me when I was teaching, because teaching technology, you know, if you taught woodwork and metalwork, even textiles, you've got something that you can see, physically hold, and you've got it for life, really. But then you go into food and you make it and you spend all that time and effort, and then in 10 minutes it's an empty plate. And, yeah, I taught it, but it wasn't my favourite. Oh, hey Joyce. Oh, no need to apologise. Okay, so I've got that kind of thing going on. All right. So let's continue with these shapes, and I'm going to come into this sort of bottom, bottom section here, and being that it's got this sort of a fan almost appeal, I'm going to start at this bottom point. I'm going to come up and create a little loop there in the middle, and then I can fit one on this side and one on this side. Okay, so same here. Look, I might only get two in there, so it's quite small, or maybe even one. Let's just go in for one. There we go. And same there, look, just maybe one. And definitely down here at the bottom of these. But I mean, if you can get 2 or 3 in, it depends on what size your shape is, then that's fine, go for it. Okay, let's have a look at that so far. Okay. Right, I'm gonna swap over now, and I'm gonna bring in my dark blue. I'll just turn over the page here so I can show you the colours I'm using. So look, there's my light blue I've used, there's my dark blue. Okay, so I'm going to work on the section here now. Go a bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. And again, I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to add one of those lovely bubbles in. Oh, look at that, blue's lovely. It's perhaps not something you'd have thought of putting onto burgundy, but I just wanted to try something a bit different. You know, I think it's just nice to. I know we use coloured tiles, and I suppose a gold pen would have gone with this, and the mustard would go nice, but I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. There we are. So Same on this one. So you're starting in the middle, gives it that little bit of balance, and then it gives you a chance to draw a whole shape, so you get, you know, your hand gets used to the muscle memory of it. Let's have a look at that. There you are. And then in here, and that one, and that one. So into this one, and this one. And this one, same again. Okay, let's have a look at that so far. Alright, so you can think of how dark it is. It's actually working quite well, that, isn't it? It looks alright, that. Okay, just going to switch back to my gold. Let's go back in again. Where these little bubbles are. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to go in and add a little bubble in each of those spaces. There we go. So one thing you've got to remember when you're using gel pens, that it will take a little bit longer to dry, so be careful. You know, once you're going to go in with your shading and things, that it's fully dry before you do that. There you go. Oh, we lost somebody lost sound. Perhaps you've muted me. That's okay. Okay, you can still watch, you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Bits in there. And that one. And this last one here, let's go in with those little dots again. It's just because I like doing dots with gel pens, I think that's what it is. There we go. Okay, let's have a quick look at that. Yeah, obviously look at it from this way down rather than up back. Doesn't it give it a different feel? It's quite nice, isn't it? It's almost like it's hanging there. Hey, we've got Joyce back. Hello Joyce, we were talking about you. No, we weren't really. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the gold pen now, and I'm working in this top section. Oh, top section there. So let's go in with, I'm going to put a triangle in there, and then I might get another one, see, just in there and another one in there. I'm not going to put the sides, I'm going to keep it like that. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. So inside each one I'm just going to add a line, a little dot. You can't really put much more in if they're quite small. You see, just a line and a dot. A line and a dot. You see? Okay. Oh, hey Maz. And next one. Oh. I'll get time in a minute. Who was that? Oh, Nadia. I'll do the loop again, and I'll go slow so you can just sort of get the hang of it. See that time, look, I might get another one, see in there? So from the point, we're going to do a line and a dot. A line and a dot. You'll notice with gel pen as well, you can't get the same amount of detail because they're quite fine. And we have talked about this, you know, where we've talked about using the rotring pens, because that gives it a really fine line. But sometimes it's just nice to have a bit of a change. There we go. And same with this one. See, I always put that triangle there at the top, sort of that point to start with, and then everything else works its way round from that. And then in there, those. Okay, if I turn it round now, got another one here. Adding that little triangle in, working it round that way, and then round that way. Oh yeah, it's just the different type of ink that's in them. that's all. See, this tends to sit on the surface, and if you run your fingers over it when it's dried, it leaves a bit of, it's like a slightly raised surface. So it does take a little bit longer to dry, whereas the microns are pretty instant. But it's all about trying different ones and seeing what you like. Everybody's got a different preference. So I just liked this one for the colour. There we go. There we go. Just got a bit of a pattern kicking in round there. Okay, so I'm just for a minute now, I'm going to come back in with that light blue. Light blue, so you can see the difference, I suppose, in the nibs. I mean, they're both gel pens, but you can see that there's a slight difference. Yeah. Move that one out of the way. Okay, let's go around this way. I'm going to start at the point there, and I'm going to just bring it out, and then one either side. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger so you can see that again. So here we go, I'm coming from the point here, out, and then either side. And then this one, point out, either side. I always find that working towards me is a bit easier than trying to sort of flick it the other way. But whatever works for you, it's fine. Okay, remember they've got that tiny little one there? I'm going to do the same. There we are, and get a couple in there. You see, we've got this contrast now between these highly decorated patterns and then the patterns here that I'm going to work in. Okay, so see that we've got one here with a clear space. I'm going to leave that as well. You don't have to fill everyone in, but if you wanted to, you could go ahead and put another pattern in. We could put some lines in. Shall we put some lines in? Let's go and put some lines in. Okay, so start in the middle and then split my space each time. You see? All right, now another one. Got to challenge myself now. There we are. And can fit that one in here as well. I might just get two in there though, see it's getting smaller. So you've got to make the decision when you're working on a piece, because I know that yours is going to be slightly different to mine. So you think, well, can I get two in or can I only get one in? It's only you can make that decision. Oh, it is right, isn't it? It's going to be different. Yeah. Okay, ready for the next bit? Oh, now, yeah, I'm gonna stay with the gold. I'm not going to bring in any more colours per se, but we want to add a few little bits and pieces, I think, in here. So let's go. I'm going to bring one out and down here. So I'm going to bring a line out, and then I'm going to add sort of a little curve on the top, see, and a flat end. All right. There's a little bit, doesn't it, Hilary? And I'm going to fill that in. And be careful when you're filling in with a gel pen. If you sort of go over it a couple of times, it starts to go a bit scratchy, but that one hasn't, see? And then I'm going to bring, oh, I do apologise, there. Line up. And then a line this way and this way. So let's have a look a bit further so you can see that. And then again, I'm going to split that space up, and then I can get a couple in between each one. There we go. Aww. No, Claire, no. And then another line coming up, and this time I'm going to do a little loop on the end, but not as little as we do with the zingers. Let's add one on that side too. All right. Yeah. Oh, and I've got to give you different things now and again. We can't just do zingers forever. Yeah. But we can add one in if you want. It's not a problem. So here we go, and there's that little cup shape. Put a line on, and then fill it. And then I did, do it the same way, a line up, a line down, split the middle, and then add a couple of lines in. Of course, depending on how big this particular pattern or this little flower is that you're doing, you might add more lines in or you might add less. And then again, up and round with that little loop. You see how they fit in with these? And then up and round. Oh, let's finish that off there. Let's have a look at the whole tile. Okay, so I'm going to get one in here. Slightly smaller stem though this time, see? A cup. So let's make it a little bit smaller. Just get two in there, look. Alright, have that going in and behind. That will just go in there. Okay. I know, Margarita, you can put zingers in if you like. You can add them in with this. You can go wild if you want. But you know what? If I'd have just said, right, we're going to do zingers, you would have all said, oh no, a zinger again. Yeah, I've got to change it up a bit. Got to keep you on your toes, haven't I? Okay. Oh, look at that. So I've got two that side, two that side. Is that allowed? Do we have to sort of go a little bit odd and even? So I'm going to put a little one here, look. See, we can go different sizes. So there I might get two bits in, see, there you go. Add that in. Oh. No, definitely needs one here, doesn't it, as well? Well, shall we have it here, coming up? No, let's have it coming out here. And I'm going to have another one. I'm going to put two in. Oh, they're nice to sort of draw these, they feel good. There we are. Up on that one. You see, I'm being ever so careful not to sort of lean on my work. You see, you could leave them like that if you wanted to. But I'm going to go ahead and add in those little lines. That side. Same again. There we are. And there we go. One in there, look. Oh, have a look at that. Oh, hey Helen. Oh yeah, the blue ones are. The gold one isn't. The gold one's a Uniball. Hang on a second. Here we go. Uniball Signo gold. I just like the colour of the gold on this. And there isn't a gold in these because they're not metallics. But yeah, the blues that I've put on there are. Okay. So I am going to go in with the dark blue, and we can put a couple of zingers in there. Well, absolutely, Margarita, because we sort of know these, but it's just nice sometimes to see, you know, how they fit in with other designs. We know how to do them now. There you go. See, I've just gone. So you just see it in the background there. So they don't have to be sort of in full view, but they just give a little bit of depth in that background. One in here, look. Especially with the gold there, the gold little flowers. So you might not sort of see them on camera so much, but they're in there. Just doing their thing in the background. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with my light blue pen. Remember that border that we drew? I'm going to go in now and I'm going to go back around that border. Just turning as I go. Of course I'm not going to draw the border in where it sort of meets one of those little flowers or whatever that I've drawn. Straight in over that one. Around. And it doesn't matter so much if you don't get it perfect. You know, with your pencil line, it's all going to sort of mix in. you do some shading in a minute. Welcome, Helen. There we are. And then this one. Okay. And of course it wouldn't be if we didn't have a few little bubbles kicking around. You see, so they start quite large and then they get smaller and smaller as you wander out. It just sort of fills that space a little bit, adds a little bit of interest just around that top edge. Okay, I think this is possibly the most colourful tile that we've done so far. We've not used many colours. We've got a theme going on, most definitely. But I've used more colours than usual. So let's see if I can go in, and I'm not going to overdo the gold bubbles, just a couple of little ones, you know, in places, because obviously that's the main colour. We don't want to take it away too much. There we are. Okay. Oh, Gillian, give it a go, give it a go. And you know what, everybody's is going to be different, as we know. So it's just having that confidence, I think, to pick the pencil up and start in the first place, isn't it? Okay. Oh, it does, doesn't it? Yeah, that'd be lovely. Imagine that embroidered. That'd be divine. Oh, was it, Bernadette? I can't even remember primary school, if I'm honest. Okay, I'm going to go in now with my pencil. So let's make it a little bit larger. Now, as I said, just make sure that the things on it are dry. So I'm going to start where we began with these patterns, these shapes here. And let's go in with these ones because there's sort of less sort of pen on there. And I'm going to add pencil to either side. And I'm pressing on here. And again, I don't know, can you potentially just see that? Yeah. And then if I go straight in with my tortillon, and because this is a super smooth cardstock, it's not going to travel as much as the regular cream tiles, but that's okay because I don't want it to. What I do want is just a softened edge. And again, you might not see that brilliantly on there at the minute, but it's definitely there, it's definitely happened. And then in with my white pencil, and I'm going to very lightly add some white down the centre. You see, I've done it as a sort of a zigzaggy shape. And then go in with my tortillon, and I'm going to do the same thing. You see, it's got a slight curve as it's coming down. There we go. So I've got, there we are, just a bit of a line going down, you see, there we go. So I'm going to do the same with all of those. So I'm going to add, again, this is why you must make sure that your gel pen's dry first. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of those first. Same here. It's got quite a summery, almost Moroccan vibe to it, hasn't it? I think. Must be wanting the sun back. There we go. Same on this one. So I'm doing oh, I do apologise, I'm off camera there. It's getting carried away with my shading. So I'm adding pencil around the outsides. There we go, of each one. And I'm pressing on a little bit there. And back in with a tortillon. And just softening the edge. I'll say it's not, I know it's not the best on camera, but it's definitely there. So each one, just working my way around. And you imagine if you know, if your pen was a little bit wet still and you're doing this with the torch on, it's going to make things move that you don't want to move. So just you know, just make sure before you do it. Same with these. The burgundy's ever so warm. It's lovely to draw on. There we go. And then white pencil. So same again. I'm just going to be quite light. There we go. A little bit of a zigzag down each one. You see, down the centres. Just try and follow the curves. So you see where this one's curving this way. That's the kind of sort of shape you want, but we just want a little bit thicker there. Same there, look. And there. Just be light with it because we know we want it to sort of move and we don't want to see any lines down the centre afterwards. Yeah, see that one's quite curved, so that's going to have a curve in the middle of it there too. And see that one. And that one's going to go that way. Okay, so torch on again. And I'm just going to go from side to side, just softening the edges. Side to side. There we go. Oh, I think more in it is. It's just this. It's just nice, isn't it? It's just a lovely. I see a lovely colour. And it gives it a different vibe. And I know we love our traditional Sanntangle, and it's lovely to work with the black, well, the white tiles and the black pen. But every so often, you just think, do you know what? I need a bit of colour in my life. And as you say, this would make a fantastic little embroidery. But it'd go really nice on a card, wouldn't it? So the fact that you've drawn it yourself, it makes a massive difference. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, my camera moved again. Right, so we've got this light source, and then round the edges we've got the darkness. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my black pen in, and I'm just going to go around the edge there, just on the inside of that gold, just to bring out that edge. You see, I'm not going all the way around the shape, but I'm just going around either side to just to sort of bring that little bit of darkness out, because you can see it, but I think it just needs a little bit more. And because I drew everything with gold, we haven't got that full darkness that we usually like to see, you know, in our shading. You see there, I've not gone up all the way, I've just done it a little bit. And this is what makes the difference between, you know, just seeing these patterns in a book and then actually having a little bit of tuition and making it, you know, that's something that little bit more special. It's always where to put that shadow, but sometimes you put that in, you think it still really hasn't done what you want it to do. You see that? Yeah, that's just that little bit of black, that bit of difference. There we go. That section there. And working my way so up there. You see, I'm not going all the way up, I'm just going part way. Because again, that's adding a little bit of shade to it. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. Yeah, it does. It's just a little bit of definition there, just a little bit in there. It's made all the difference, hasn't it? There we go. Love that. And I think just to sort of, again, highlight the fact, I'm just going to go back down just as a line. Not too heavy. Just with that white. Little bits at a time. Okay. Okay. Oh, it does, Helen, yeah. But sometimes, you know, until you actually do it, you don't know. Let's just go work around the border with that white. You see, I'm being quite light with the pencil there. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. It's quite a playful design, this, isn't it? Yeah. But you said you couldn't draw. There you go. Little bits. Again, torch on. Make sure you pick up the right one. Don't use your black one for your white pencil. There we are. Just finish that edge off there. Just going round, and I'm just softening the edge really. I'm not trying to move it too far. Just softening that edge. Just little bits. See, because I put it on quite soft to begin with, it's not really giving me too much problems when I move it to make it slightly softer. Oh, that one. So my main point with this today is to try and give you a bit of a confidence boost really with trying coloured tiles, but also moving away from using just a black pen and just going in with something a bit different. So it's almost like your black pen's your comfort zone, isn't it? And your white tiles, your little blanket. And so just sort of having a bit of a swap over, and you think, oh, I'm not so sure. But I thought I'd just sort of give you that and see. You know, Margarita, it's called Bordeaux. It's a very dark red kind of tile. If I show you without anything on, you see, it's quite a strong dark red there. Wine, it's, well, I would think wine, wouldn't I? Seriously wine coloured, isn't it? So last thing to do for this one is to initial it. So I'm going to sort of pick it. I don't know, I quite like it that way. Well, in my head originally it wasn't that way, it was sort of at its side, but I do like it that way, so I'm going to actually sign it this way. Yeah, I'm going to sign it here, just sort of over the border, and curl it around there. There we go. Alright, let's just see if I can find a bit of white paper just to put behind, because as you can see, it's my board's a little bit busy as well. One second. There we go. The practice page in my books there. There you are, look. Oh, there we go, we can see it now. Oh, brilliant. Glad you've got that pattern. It starts. There you are. So, yeah, it's yeah, I'm quite liking that one. I've not used this colour a massive amount. I just saw it and thought, yeah, gotta have it. But no, and you can see, you know, with it being on a coloured page, imagine now taking this onto here and doing like the black around there, or maybe using a dark red gel pen and adding some around that. Oh, that'd be nice. I might try that a little bit later. But yeah. Oh yeah, festive-ish. Yeah. Well, it is Christmas in June on Create and Craft, isn't it? So maybe so. Maybe if I'd have used the green, it would have looked a bit more Christmassy. But I quite like that blue. And there's, of course, nothing stopping if you wanted to go back in and start adding sort of coloured pencils, which you could sort of put in with these shapes. I mean, let's just, I know I've signed it. Let's go in, look, and add that little sort of smirk on those bubbles. Just sort of bring it out of it. Sometimes I say you've got to look at it before you can see where it's headed. And there's one up here, look. Just a little smirk. And those of you that have seen previous videos, you sort of know what I'm talking about now. just a little curved line. And then again, like with the tortillon, just smooth it out a touch. Just a little bit. So you can, you know, we can go in and you can work it up even more if you want to. You could add more of the black in if you wanted to. I think sometimes, again, as we said, that's a bit like your comfort blanket and you think, oh, I'm going to do it because. So, you know, try this time and be tempted to sort of leave it. Ah, there we go. See, a bit of definition in there with those. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not even gonna put drop shadows in on these. I think if you do that again all the time, it's not always gonna be effective, isn't it? So Tracy, I was gonna be, but do you know what? It's not gonna be ready, and I'd hate to sort of rush it and go on and give you something that wasn't quite right in my view, and I want to have the time to put it right and make sure it's okay. So yeah, no Christmas for me in June. But I will bring something Christmassy out later in the year. So no, I'm not gonna do that this time. I said rather it be right. So absolutely. Oh, stressful work day. Oh, Mitch. Well, I hope everything's been better for you today, and I hope you've enjoyed that. So I'm going to leave you with that one today, and I'm looking forward, really looking forward to see what you're going to do or what you have done with it. So I will see you all very soon. And what day is it? Well, we're on Wednesday today, so our next session is on Friday, and I'll be seeing then if we're okay and you can make it 2 o'clock as normal. So until then, have fun with it, and I will see you soon. All right, you take care, everybody. Bye.